Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Where my girls at? It's going down. Down. It's going out tonight. It's going out. Hey, I'm so excited. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Motivated Monday with Sabrina Monday. Oh, my name is Gloria Mayfield Banks. But we are here today and we got issues. Y'all, for real, we got issues. It's the force of friendship coming to you. Messy, classy, sassy. We all love it, all of it. All the stuff that ends with Y, because you know I'm the dyslexic one. So it might end with Y, might end with IE, might end with S. I don't know what it is, but it got to rhyme. It got to rhyme. But listen, we are so energetically ready because we're leaving for Hawaii. We're leaving for Hawaii. We're going to bring you some live shows from Hawaii. We're going to bring you some education, some energy, some pictures, if you've never been to Hawaii, we're going to show it to you for real. We're going to show it to you with our man. We're going to show it to you with the sun. Michael's clapping for us. It is going to be so exciting. We are so thrilled. Okay, so let me just tell y'all, I don't know about you all, but when you pack, I don't know you, but I pack all the way up until I have to leave for the airport. Like, I don't care how much I plan. I don't care how many times I brought my clothes up from the basement because it's summertime where we're going. It's been wintertime here. I don't know about you. I was up at 2:30 this morning. 2:30 this morning, trying on clothes, trying to get it down because they say it's a total casual trip. And you know, girlfriends, we ain't used to doing casual, right? So I'm trying to pare it down, trying to say in my mind, it's okay if they see me wear the same thing 2 or 3 times. No, social media. I got to change clothes. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I'm gonna get all in there. And so I was running lights. So I was like, okay, so let me ask the girlfriends, like, do we have to do the show today? Like, can't we just do it? Then Messy Sabrina gets on using her voice. We said that we were going to do a show today, and I prepared for that. I was like, oh, and then, right. Then everybody else is silent, right? Silent. Anytime our text message group be popping off. That's okay. You guys, I want to see what's going on with the girlfriends. I want to talk a little bit about some news. Caterina, are you ready to fly? Caterina, are you ready to fly?
I am ready to fly. I'm ready to fly. Just about ready. I'm still packing. You know, I lay out a sheet in my whole loft. I have a sheet laid out, one huge one for me and one little one for Anthony. Wow. And I'm trying to put all the outfits, lay them out on the sheet, and then my mama will come through and pack that stuff up. But he's like, don't bring this stuff. I'm like, that's why I'm planning it out. I'm trying to plan it out. So yeah, but it won't get in that suitcase till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
But that's good. We can get some tips. We could really get some tips on packing. I never thought about a sheet. That's a really good idea. Sheets of clothes all over the place. That's real smart because you can see it all. Now all I gotta do is bring mama purse to my house and back it up.
Shoes, jewelry, underwear, everything. Just put everything for that outfit that day right there. So I'm trying.
Okay. Well, what's going on with you, Sabrina? What's your packing expertise since you all prepared and ready to go? Okay, I know your stuff is already in the suitcase.
And it's going to be a carry-on. Gloria, that's what I want to know. If this chick comes to Hawaii with a carry-on, do not come to my room asking me for lead.
Right. Blue, and if she brings a carry-on, I'm going to take some Prozac. For real.
Well, what I do know is all my stuff is not laid out on a sheet, okay? For starters. I did not do that. But honestly, I'm so proud of myself. I'm pretty much packed. I am. I mean, really. I just didn't want to be, you can roll your eyes all you want to. I didn't want to be stressed out. Honestly, before a big trip, Kenny and I are always like, okay, so tension, stress, you know? And it's like, I don't want to go to the airport arguing in the morning. I want to be peaceful. I want to be quiet. I want to be ready to go. And so I really am. I just have to do some, my toiletries, and I'm, a couple of pair of shoes. But you know what? I do think I've taken too much. So I'm going to go through there and take some stuff out, because it's ridiculous to take all that stuff. Y'all, we're going to be casual during the day, a couple of dinners. It's too much. All that dressy stuff. For what? We're not doing all that dressy stuff. Hi, Shalonda Sims. How are you? Hey, Alicia Maxie Green. That's right. Sabrina's an expert at packing. You heard my girlfriend. She knows me. Okay.
Well, let me tell you how messed up we are. Crisette is still packing. She's not on the show today. She packing right now. She over there on the slide talking about, I'm over here. I said, you can't make the show today because she packing. So we're missing our girl Crisette, because
leave my girlfriend alone. She just FaceTimed and said, now what jewelry pieces do you need? What do I need to get for you? So
Caterina, that's how she does it. That's how she does one suitcase, because she got the rest of us bringing her stuff. I know Nora's bringing you stuff. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. I know they all got
an entire suitcase. Okay, I just gave our youngest son a suitcase. He took the 2 extra suitcases, so my mama is getting a suitcase right now so I could bring Crisette and Sabrina's box. Okay, I have a box, Gloria. There's nothing in there for you. It's all for them. Okay, I am sorry.
Wow. So now I know how the girlfriends operate. Now, 30 years wasn't quite enough.
That's what girlfriends are good for. Really good girlfriends are good for bringing you stuff on trips. Yes.
I'm bringing her something too. I'm bringing her a belt. I took it from Chicago, wasn't supposed to, so I'm bringing it to you, Hawaii.
Look.
So listen,
I'm gonna tell it all. I'm gonna tell it all. I have my girlfriend in Chicago, Maggie, bringing me a braid wig. I'm just gonna tell it all. Y'all know I don't have braids today, so when you see me with braids, just know that Maggie brought it in her luggage from Chicago. I'm telling it all. Okay.
When I tell y'all this show is going down for real, because we're going to talk about travel for real. Now, I got a tip. If you guys don't have the Packing Pro app on your phone, you're missing something. That app is just so fabulous. I love that app. and make sure that I have everything I'm supposed to have. When I use it properly, I can use the list over and over and over again and over again, and it works out really good. It does your outfits, it does pictures. It's fabulous. I have to recommend the app. I do want to say this to everybody. Happy Mother's Day again. Oh my gosh, we got so much love on Mother's Day. Thank you to the Force of Friendship Tribe. We love the way that you gave us so much love on on Mother's Day. The text messages going off, the love, the Facebook. It's been awesome. You guys, and then, oh my gosh, so much going on. Jill Biden was over in the Ukraine, surprised America that she was going over there. And it's been the first time a first lady has done that since Michelle Obama went to, I think it was Jakarta. She went somewhere when she was in office. And it was a very big deal for me. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, it sent a loud statement to the world how serious the U.S. is about Ukraine. And then Dorothy just got on and told us that there's a Russian ship burning right now, because of Ukraine in the waters right now. So there's a lot going on. If you listen to the news, I mean, what they're doing over there, it's chilling. It's chilling about what they're doing with the transportation system over there. It's a lot going on, a lot going on. Anybody else got anything they want to add real quick? Okay, well, then we're going to go to
inflation, and we're just so blessed to be able to travel because people really are having a hard time making ends meet. They said that because of the cost in potatoes, and the farmers are having such a hard time growing potatoes right now, and that we could be paying $1 more. Everybody's going to be on a diet in about 6 months because potato chips are going to increase possibly $1 per bag. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, inflation, everything is high. I mean, you see gas is steady going up. Groceries are going up. I mean, beef, fish, everything up. And honestly, I just don't know how hourly wage workers are doing what they have to do to feed their babies, to go about life, because they're not getting more money in their paycheck.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
Right. It's a
just
serious situation.
crazy.
It's a serious situation when your car when you put $100 in it and it still doesn't fill it up. I
Too
mean,
bad.
it's a serious
Yeah,
situation.
too bad.
Mm.
Oh, baby formula shortage. Oh, how scary is
Mhm.
that for these mothers with infants? Huge
Yep.
baby formula shortage. And
Huge shortage.
they don't see a solution in sight. Yeah. What about shrinkflation?
Shrinkflation.
Just
What is that?
caught.
Alicia, what is that? What's shrinkflation,
Shrinkflation.
Katrina?
I think that means that they make everything smaller and they charge you more for it. I think that is that what shrinkflation means? So
That's
the water
deep.
you used to get now is this size, but the price went up and the size went down. I think that's what that means, but I'm guessing.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, we'll wait for her to let us know.
We'll be
That's
happy
crazy.
to know that the missing Alabama inmate and corrections officer are in
That's
custody.
it.
They found them.
They got him. Yep. Breaking news. Okay, Alicia said companies making smaller items and charging you more. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much going on.
Alabama fugitive and corrections officer are in custody, and she is hospitalized with injuries sustained in the chase. They were taken into custody after a chase at Evansville, Indiana. That's by Eben. Oh my goodness.
That's
and their
by what?
vehicle crashed.
Eben.
They were taken into custody by Evansville, Indiana, and their vehicle crashed. Wow. They should have known they couldn't run for long, but they were out there for a good while.
Mm-hmm. They were running. They were running.
With $95,000 cash. What are you going to do with $95,000 cash? You have to spend it at some point. You can really not do that. There's a whole bunch of stuff you cannot do with cash.
Right, and they track cash. They can track your cash coming out the bank. They know what numbers went in the bank, what numbers come out the bank. Wow. They know a whole lot more than we know about. They don't know a whole lot more than we know about. Oh my gosh. I'm like thinking about all the stuff that they know about, that they trace. If they can trace the kind of stuff that we know that they can trace, then can you imagine what they can trace and we don't know nothing about it? That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Everybody thinks they're smarter. You gotta get up real early to be smarter than the FBI. However, we got somebody that's real smart on the show today, and we're gonna talk about travel. We're gonna talk about travel agents. I'm so excited to have Tiasan. I hope I said her name right. Tiasan Barber on. I'm so excited. Bring our guest on. Tiasan, thank you, Caterina. Hi, Tiasan. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing amazing. God. Thank you.
Yes, we're so excited to have you. And the energy today is on fleek. So wait a minute. Let me read about you, okay? Tiasan is a travel agent enthusiast, loves all things travel. She's originally from Des Moines, Iowa, yet she grew up in Atlanta. Her love for travel began at an early age when she traveled with a drill team marching band that she was a part of. Currently, she owns her own home-based travel business and spends her time coaching others on becoming successful travel agencies. She has lost count of how many passport stamps she had. Now, we love that, okay? She has lost count on the passport stamps she has. We welcome you to Force of Friendship. We welcome you to our girlfriend tribe. And you got on the right color. I don't know what Sabrina was doing, but the rest of us got on the right color. She was busy getting her hair black.
I get the memo.
So Tiasan, welcome to the show. We got like a few minutes before we hit it. So tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about, and don't forget to brag. I told her beforehand, don't forget to brag on yourself.
Yes. So like you said, I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. I was born in Des Moines, Iowa. When I was about 15, my mom moved me to Atlanta. So I grew up in Atlanta. And when at a young age, I would travel across the country with a drill team marching band that I was a part of. So that's like my first exposure to travel. Because when I was growing up, travel wasn't a thing in my community. Like our vacations were like, going to an auntie's house in Chicago and Peoria, Illinois or something like that. It was nothing out of the country. So that was my first exposure to travel. But I'm a travel business owner. I'm a travel expert, and I have coached so many people on becoming a travel agent and owning their own travel business. And I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. So I just love all things travel.
And do you have taken your family and exposed them to travel as well?
I have. So I have one daughter. My granddaughter, she'll be 2 in June 23rd. So I haven't traveled with her yet. But my daughter, I was fortunate enough to travel with her ever since, she was born. And so, I just told her when, she got married and moved out of the house, like, you need to continue this tradition because it's important that, young people travel the world, So I've traveled a lot with my daughter. I've lived in another country and so she's gotten a good taste of the travel life.
Yes, we definitely want to hear about living in another country. We love about travel and we love, now let me tell you something. The women on this show, we got passports galore. We've had pages added to us. Our husbands are really big world travelers. So we're going to have a big conversation. We need to talk about that more because we're traveling a lot. Our husbands have traveled a lot. And as couples, we've traveled a lot. So I hear the music. That means we got to go pay some bills. But you're listening to 910 AM, the Superstation, WFDF out of Detroit. And we're so excited to be with us today. We're talking about travel, and travel agents in particular. We'll be right back. All right, here we are. We are back. And we're going to talk about travel. I love talking about travel. I love talking to travel agents. I love working with them. And I tell you, it's a lost art. It's a lost art because somewhere in there, we stopped using travel agents as much as we used to use travel agents. So Sabrina, Caterina, do you guys use travel agents at all?
I've become the travel agent for my family because it's just so easy to push a button and find what you need. And once we got into the pandemic, we weren't traveling anywhere. And so it was just become very easy for me to hit a button. But Gloria, you've been telling me about your travel agent, and I'm going to check her out for sure. But no, I haven't used a travel agent. I've been doing my own thing. What happened to our travel agent? We lost her?
She might be on the sound.
She's coming back. She's probably still on radio. Tiasan, are you still on radio? But I think we lost you on. Okay, no problem. We can talk to you that way.
Yeah, let's just pop your audio in. There. Anthony is a beast to travel, and he likes to book his own stuff because honestly, and the reason I like to do that is because we get so deep into knowing what the aircraft is. I know what seats I like to put in on which aircraft. I know which aircraft I'm probably going to get an upgrade on. So I try not to put on a 737. I want to be on a 777 or a 787. So that's why we replay the seafood and the whole game to get points and upgrade and all that. It's a game. need to be using somebody. This is what we're going to find out from Tiasan. The type of travel. You got high-level travelers who like to do that. Like, I don't care what plane I'm on. I'm on South West here. And they play, always they play. And Spirit. And Spirit. You like Spirit? No, I don't like Spirit no more. Look, I'm going to produce and click you off and bring Tiasan back. I'm just going to click you off, okay? Because I don't do Spirit, but Tiasan can talk about that because I didn't know about Spirit. And I went on there once and I was on social media and Spirit like, get out of your social media. They don't need to know you. However, my daughter she loves Spirit. Erica loves Spirit Airlines. Loves it. Everything. Really? It's a whole conversation. I can't wait for her to tell us about the different types of travelers because I don't like Spirit. I like to make sure all my points are taken. I do like to do it. I like to fly a certain kind of way because we fly, and I love to give all that assignment to the travel agent. And part of my issue is I change a lot. I'm like, I stay another day. I don't want to do that. I want to do that. So the big assignment coming up with the travel agent now because for Chin's birthday party, I gave him Bali, Vietnam, and Singapore. So we're going for Nice. Yeah, so we're very excited about that. Very, very excited. So there's a lot. See, Fiji Islands and Africa's on the list out for real. Yeah, we want to know where you're going. So don't forget, you guys, call in 313-778-7600. You let me know when Tiasan is back in. But I do want to say to you guys that a lot has happened with the pandemic. A lot has happened with inflation. So a lot of things have changed. In 2018, 1.4 billion travelers took international trips, and the number of tourists taking domestic trips was likely higher, with the United States over 2 billion trips per year. American travelers abroad racked up about 93 million trips per year, and the international tourist was about 80 million trips. So there's a lot of traveling. That was in 2018 before the pandemic came in. So this is going to be interesting to see when the pandemic has come back around. And it was interesting because my sister was here, and she was telling me about how she was spending so much time
finding out the best travel. And I was like, no, you got to use Chuck. Yeah, Chuck is like, he's so like on it when it comes to it. So you have to ask yourself, I hope our listeners will think about what they would like to do, because a lot of people don't know that a travel agent doesn't cost you anything. They do all this work. They get paid by the airlines, whoever they get paid for. So Tiasan will tell us a little bit more about how that happens. Is she back on yet?
I think radio only. Tiasan,
are you on radio?
Yeah,
okay, we can. This is perfect. Okay.
Okay, so Tiasan, you heard the girlfriends talk. Like, some of them love to look at it, map to the airplane, map to the point, map to the hotel, and then they just so easy. I just click, I find what I want, and then this thing, I want none of it. I don't want nobody to tell me what time to be at the airport. I even check my travel agent and say, don't forget to check me in. Like, check me. I don't do none of it. So tell us about your experience, Tiasan, with using a travel agent. What's going on in the industry?
Well, a lot of people, believe it or not, use travel agents because they're finding that, they don't want to be bothered with doing the research, right? And so the travel agent does all of that heavy lifting for you. In addition to that, some people just, like to feel like they're getting this luxury experience, which they are, right? And so, they want the travel experience to be as convenient and, seamless as possible. So they reach out to travel agents to book the travel accommodations. One thing about using a travel agent is the travel agent will more than likely be more familiar with some of the places that you're going to, because in the travel industry, when you are a travel agent are privileged to get invites to resorts. And so let's just say, you say, I want to go to Jamaica, and I don't know what resort I want to stay at. That travel agent might say, you know what, I've been to, Rio in the Grill, and it's amazing. So basically what the resorts and cruise lines do is they send us invitations, right, to come and, check out the resorts and their food, and they pamper us. And so, because they know we're going to come back and, tell you guys our experience. And so a lot of people now are using a travel agent.
So that's growing then.
It is. It is. More people now than before, absolutely.
Are there different types of agents? You know, you talked about luxury. I mean, are there categories of agents?
There are. So there's some agents that just specialize in a specific thing. So you'll have an agent that, you know, is a Disney agent. She's, you know, they specialize in all things Disney. You might have an agent that just specializes in destination weddings or honeymoons. You might have an agent that just likes to put, you know, cruises together, and or you know, do girlfriend trips or, you know, spiritual retreats. You know, there are some agents that have a specialty, and that's all that they book.
That's their niche. Okay, so now that we're teaching everybody in the Fourth Friendship to try how to best do that, what advice do you have for them if they're going to start using travel agency? What is the best thing they can do to get the most out of that experience? And why? Because this is a question that I get all the time. Why does it cost us money to use a travel agency?
Let me answer that question first. The reason why is because, you know, it's no different from any profession. You know, we put our time in researching and providing you with an experience, right? And sometimes you will get a customer that will say, or a client that will say, you know, I want to go to Jamaica, and you'll, you know, give them the best options to choose from, and they'll come back and say, wait, I changed my mind. I think I want to go to Bali. And you're like, okay, no problem. Oh, but I want to change my date. I want to go on this date, right? And so you're researching Bali and, you know, providing them with, you know, options in Bali, and then they'll come back and say, well, I was just talking to my girlfriend, and she told me that, you know, she didn't have a good experience in Bali. I think I just want to go to Puerto Rico. And so as an agent, you're like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to go to Puerto Rico? You know, so it does take time sometimes. And then, you know, just, you know, our time to do last minute stuff. You know, I've had people text me 11, 12 o'clock at night. Do you think you could do this? Do you think you can add this excursion for me tomorrow? You know, or, you know, for my family. So, you know, we spend our time providing a certain level of service for you all.
So how do you make your money?
So we get paid by the supplier, which means that, like, if we're, you know, let's just say we are booking a cruise for you, on private cruise, you know, they send us a commission check for booking the cruise. Some agents charge a booking fee, and that's paid up front. So, you know, either the booking fee or when your commission check comes in from the supplier.
So it depends on the agent. Is that what you're saying?
It does depend on, yes, it does depend on the agent. And different agents charge different, you know, booking fees.
Okay.
Anywhere from $25 to $900. It just depends on, you know, what they charge.
Okay, excellent. I hope our callers will call in, our listeners will call in to 313-778-7600 and ask any question that you might have for travel agent, because we really want to educate you guys on this skill. Okay, so you're going to say something about how we can be our best for the travel agent, so the travel agent can give us their best service. What will we do to make sure that we get the best out of the travel?
So each travel agent, they're either going to send you a questionnaire about your trip, or they'll just ask you if they're experienced. They'll just, you know, ask the questions so they'll know what to ask. But for us to be able to provide you with the best service, make sure you disclose everything that you want. If you're looking for a certain loan, if you're looking to do excursions, if this is a romantic trip for you, if it's just, you know, a stress trip, just, you know, stress relieving trip, you know, and I would say with your excursions, be specific. You know, do you want to kiss the dolphins? Do you want to kiss the dolphins? Do you want to feed the dolphins? You know, do you want to zip line? You know, just make sure that you're very detailed and you tell your travel agent everything that you want to do on your trip, what you're expecting.
Okay, because you've got the vacation travelers, then you have the business travelers, then you have the people that have to take their family with them. And there's a lot of people to it. And then it's the whole thing about how well they work with the airlines, like Caterina. They're like really bad with the points. Some people just want to be on American or want to be on Delta or want to be on Southwest Air.
Right.
And then we have to talk about the credit cards that go along with it. With the airlines. There's a couple things we're going to talk about when we get back. So we're getting ready to go to a break, and we're going to invite everybody to call in and get your questions answered to the travel agents. And we're talking, we got issues, and the show's going really fast, so I'm very, very excited. So we'll be right back right after this break. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. how to get the most out of an agent. But why do you think Fiji or Africa? What's the case?
Well, I've been so many places.
Countries. I have not been to Africa, have not been to Fiji Islands. And so those are two places on my bucket list, I mean, that I want to do. I mean, we've been to Australia, we've been to Shanghai, we've been all around the world, but we haven't been to those two places. And Fiji Islands, those huts in the water, you know, we could stay in the hotel right on the water in the water.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I definitely want to do that. And of course, I got to go to the motherland. I mean, come on. I want to go back home, baby. Yes, yes.
Yeah, but where? Where in Africa? It's such a big, big continent. Like, what draws your heart?
Senegal, maybe. Senegal. I want to go to Senegal, and I also want to go to South Africa. Yeah.
It's so interesting to me because it's so big and you see so many places in the world that are absolutely gorgeous. You have to stop yourself from wanting to go back to see things that you really love because there's so much more to see. And you like, I loved South Africa. Like I love the animals in Africa. Like I love seeing that in the wild. I absolutely love it. And then you go to India and you see the elephants in the wild. I love that part of it. But if I go back, then there's a whole lot that I haven't seen yet. Katrina, what's next on your list? What's next on your list?
Bora Bora is biggest on my list. Bora Bora.
Really? Where is Bora
Yeah,
Bora?
way out in the Polynesian, way out, 20 hours away. I don't know. It's far. Somebody tell me how far it is. Somebody's been there. I know Fiji took a long time. I went to Fiji by myself. I just want to give a shout out for the single women. It was
Yes.
me in Fiji by myself on my way to Brisbane, Australia by myself. I stopped in Fiji. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. How
Yeah,
was that?
I
How was
know.
that to travel by yourself?
It was because I'm a traveler. Now, I will say this, when I got to Fiji, um, and you get off the plane, kind of like when we just landed in Mexico the other day. For a minute, you do think you realize you're by yourself, like you're in this thing. You realize you're by yourself on the other side of the world. Like if that went down, who you gonna call? But even now it'd be different because I'd be on FaceTime, I'd be on whatever. Like that was, even though it was still in the 2000s, technology's come a long way since then.
Right.
But I mean, if you don't, I'll say it this way: it's always better to go with somebody you love. But if you don't have nobody, don't not go. That's my thing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
see the
That's
world.
the
See the
message.
world. Yeah.
That's the message, because even though we have somebody that we love, we've all traveled long ways, all by
Yep.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's an experience as well. That's an experience. Let me see. Tiasan, are you there? Okay. I have to look at your name every time.
I'm like, okay, so you were telling us how to get the best out of the agent. And after you hear where the girlfriend's heart to pull, are there any thoughts that you have for us in terms of what we can do with an agent that we might not be getting when we do it ourselves?
Yeah, so like I said, the experience of a travel agent actually, experience a certain resort and being able to give you firsthand information on that particular place, right? And then, when you go through an agent has access to suppliers that the general public doesn't have access to. And so suppliers will say, hey, we're running a promotion. You can offer your clients, 30 or 40% off if anyone is looking to travel to Jamaica, Costa Rica, or, Africa, or wherever the destination may be. So that's the difference. A lot of people think that, because they go on Expedia or Priceline, that they're getting the cheapest and, all of those things, but not so true.
Wow.
Now, airfare, domestically is going to be about the same, but when you're traveling internationally, it's a different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
So when you're, domestic airfare, right? If we price, and as a matter of fact, as a travel agent, to be honest with you, I don't book airfare for anybody unless it's a package. Because the airfare domestically is I'm not going to find a very significant difference in airfare. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so I don't understand. You won't be able to find anything that they can't find on their own.
For airfare domestically, it's just the price is going to be comparable. It's not going to be like a huge savings in the airfare. So, if someone comes to me and says, Tia, hey, I'm looking for a flight to Vegas from Atlanta, I'm like, oh, that's great. Go ahead and book that flight. It's not going to be, a big difference. So,
okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. However, a person like myself,
Domestically, but then I do a lot of big trips. An agent would work with me on my little trips so that they would get my big trips as well. Would that be correct?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. A lot of times on your credit cards, like I know with American Express, they have a travel department. What's the difference in working with them and working intimately? because when you work with them, you don't get the same travel agent, like you're dealing with the same person over and over and over again. So can you talk about that?
So, you're right. American Express does have their own travel department, but they only access the information. They only have access to American Express products, if you will. So, in other words, American Express agents won't book you through like Sunjet or another supplier that a travel agent might have access to. Excellent. That's helpful.
When people are thinking about the travel agents or
Business, travel, what are some of the common mistakes that if you were on a radio show podcasting and you were telling people this is what I'd like to tell them, that they make mistakes, that they don't have to make mistakes, what kind of education could you give them about mistakes that they don't have to make, that you see a lot of people make?
I would say, regarding using a travel agent, I would say
just be open to receiving the information, because a lot of people think websites.
I would definitely say, trust your travel agent, trust the information that they're giving you. And then, in addition to that, do a little bit of research on your own as well, because you might select a destination that your travel agent hasn't been to. So kind of just, do your research on your own. Be open to what your travel agent advises you. Like for instance, I won't book an international trip without travel insurance. And so, some people don't want travel insurance because they don't want the extra cost. And so I'm the travel agent that will say, you know what, you have to find someone to book your travel, because I absolutely won't book a trip without travel insurance. Because and there's a waiver that I can have them sign, but if something happens, that waiver doesn't mean anything, because they're gonna come back to you. I was just coaching a travel agent, and all the travel agents that I coach, I tell them the same thing. Well, she didn't trust her coach, and she booked a trip without travel insurance, so she learned the hard way. So I would just say, if you're using a travel agent, trust their word. We go through different trainings and certifications to be able to provide the best service for you. So just trust your travel agent, and do a little bit of research on your own, like I said, and just enjoy that experience of having a travel agent work for you.
Travel, well, that was very important. That was my question, and you answered it, Tiasan. That was my question. I was going to ask you about the trip insurance, because we don't travel internationally without it, but that hasn't always been the case. So I'm so glad you talked about that.
Right, and a lot of people will say no because it is an extra cost, But I'm telling you, if something happens, you don't want to find out the hard way.
Like what's
needing help across the water.
Health, theft, cancer, family death. And there's just so many reasons. Yeah, and then different types of travel insurance, right? Some of them just cover your trip, and some you also can get trip insurance that will cover health. God forbid something happens. You cannot call Blue Cross Blue Shield and have them absolutely South Africa.
That's right.
That's right. Well, go ahead. Did you say go ahead?
No, you said something about theft. They cover your theft as well?
Some packages do. So there's different levels of travel insurance that you can select. And of course, there are different prices. So that would be something that the travel agent would, go over with the client and explain the different coverages and the costs associated with it and things of that nature. So,
okay. I love it. Sabrina?
That's your time. What do you see trending in terms of these airfare prices to customers? I mean, they're trying to make up for lost time and money over the last 2 years. I see that. I mean, my goodness, what is going on? How is it going to trend up? When is it going to come back down? What is happening here?
that is so clearly has gone up. And, you know, air costs, you know, based on fuel as well, you know, and so the travel industry is, you know, is trying to come back as well. You know, just like the airline industry. What I can tell you, though, is that more people are traveling now than ever before because of the pandemic, right? And so I think personally, you know, no matter what community you're in or from, the pandemic, you know, made people more intentional with their time, who they're going to spend it with, and how they're spending it. And I can tell you, it seems like everybody is spending it traveling.
Right, it feels that way. It feels that way. Oh my God. We're going to come right back to you, Tiasan. This is such a good thing. This is opening up so many ideas in the imagination of others. So I hope our callers call in at 313-778-7600. Because Tiasan is bringing us a lot of experience to a group of women who have a lot of experience in travel. And we're going to open up the world to two groups who may not have that much experience. So we'll be right back as you're listening to We Got Issues on 910 AM, the Superstation. We'll be right back at you.
This is crazy. Okay, I got to tell you some statistics. And Tiasan, you can tell us what you first. The statistic is after more than 2 years of COVID-19, American travelers do reveal their wariness about the pandemic's future. Over 45% of American travelers feel it's likely that a dangerous new variant of COVID-19 will emerge in the United States. And it's remainder of the year. In addition, those that feel the pandemic situation will get worse over the next month has more than doubled over the last several weeks. So we know the conversation back and forth, COVID, COVID, COVID. Is it making people travel now, or is it making people to stop traveling altogether? And then there's another piece that talks about the travel in America, given the fact that people don't care about the pandemic. 1 out of 5 are not thinking about the pandemic at all. That's so interesting. And that $3,200 right now is what most people are put aside budgeting for their luxury travel. So it's just sort of interesting that you still, the nation divided, even down to the travel with COVID. So Tiasan, what can you tell us about the pandemic and how it's evolving right now in America?
The nation is kind of divided, but like I said before, more people are traveling now than I've ever seen before. There are, some people who are still kind of conscious and don't want to travel, but I think that percentage is very small, from what I've seen, honestly. I think people just have the mindset of, I couldn't go anywhere for 2 years, right? And so they're like, I'm traveling. I'm going to take that trip, even if I have to go by myself, right? And so, yeah, the travel has increased. The restrictions are relaxed now. There are still a few places who have restrictions in place, but for the most part, you can travel now. Would I say is it completely back to normal? Absolutely not. But it's trending upward, and I think it will get there. But the nation is divided. But I think there's more people traveling than not, for sure.
Okay, so we're getting ready to go to resorts. So give us the background history. Are they really doing the extra stuff to keep us safe? Like, what should we do when we're going to all these places, staying in these new hotels, given COVID? What are they really doing to take care of us?
They are. A lot of resorts have put a lot of sanitation practices in place to ensure that clients and customers, vacationers, if you will, are being protected. A lot of them have put in, distance protocols to make sure everyone is not on top of each other and things of that nature. What I would say is, still do your part. Still take, your Lysol wipes. Still take, some type of air sanitizing spray like Lysol. Make sure you wipe your room down when you get there. I always wipe my room down. The remote, and this might seem a little weird to you all, but I take a cloth and I put some alcohol on it, and I just lightly wipe down the pillows and the bedding with alcohol. I wipe off the telephone, the remote control, the light fixtures, the doors. I just do my own sanitization. And it's not that I don't trust that the resort or the hotel didn't do it, but I just need that peace of mind that I did it as well.
All right. Very good. Anybody else got a question?
Especially the pillows. There's no way they are not changing the pillows. So think about it. This is airborne. Somebody just, for lack of better term, somebody swallowed on that pillow and they put a new pillowcase on it. So he needs a towel on the pillow. I put a towel, or I have my own thing that I put across the pillow, because that is real. That's just real. I have a question about scams. There's so many scams. It's always been scams, but post-COVID, it's just scams everywhere. And that's got to be another big reason to work with a travel agent, is to avoid a scam. There could be nothing worse than taking that $3,200 and then you realize it ain't a real resort. Okay, they got a Yelp and Yelp and it's a cake. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are a lot of scams going on right now after COVID. One thing that a travel agent will do is, they're going to ask permission to use your credit card. They're going to get a credit card authorization. Now, I know there's some, elite scams going on, but I would also, just to ensure that you are working with someone who is legit, I would ask, well, who's your host agency? Verify your travel agent, right? And then, more importantly, ask them, are they CLIA certified? So this is like a travel agent card, or like the black card, if you will, in the travel industry. So ask them, are you CLIA certified? If they don't know what that is, then they're probably not a travel agent. So, just ask for different, credentials, and ask, what type of training they've been through and things of that nature, just to ensure that you're working with someone legit.
That's good. Tiasan, you were talking before about what you do. So they go to your Facebook page. Tell us a little bit about your business with outside the agent, like how you support other people who want to become agents. Tell us a little bit about that, how you do.
Yeah, so, someone who is interested in becoming a travel agent, they definitely can just, reach out to me via my digital card. They can reach out to me on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm also on Instagram. And basically what I do is I train them thoroughly. So they're going to know about compliance. They're going to learn about attraction marketing, how to attract clients. I give them a full training. Additional training is provided from the suppliers that, they will have to complete on their own to get different certifications and things of that nature. But I make sure they're ready to go once, we get done training with them. And the process, it just depends on their time schedule. This is their own home-based business. So it just depends on how much time they have and how we can, coordinate our schedule so that they can get it done. But I've trained a lot of agents who are very successful with booking travel. Some of them are doing it full time, some of them are doing it part time. So it's just really, what they're wanting to get out of it. But I enjoy the training process. Always a pleasure to see a new agent say, I got my first booking, or I got my first commission check. So it's always a joy to train new agents. I absolutely love it.
Well, it sounds like a really flexible opportunity that people can take advantage of, part-time, full-time, all of it. We've been a joy, Tiasan. We've been a joy. Right before we take off for Hawaii, you guys, thank you so much for being on We Got Issues. You were a perfect guest.
Thank you.
Friendship is going to be hanging together, you guys, for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be tight. So watch us, follow us, be with us, listen to us, pass us around, and ask us questions as we're going to take you throughout the island of Hawaii, one of the states in the United States, where you get to see all the water, the food, the fruit, the flowers. We're going to take pictures of Sabrina in front of the flowers. We're going to take pictures of all the different shoes Caterina got into her showcase, her suitcase, even though she's carrying stuff for Crisette and Sabrina. Oh, if she watches, it's going to be a hot, funny mess up in here. We're so excited. We'll talk to you later tomorrow, 6 to 7 p.m. right here. And we're so excited to be on 910 AM Superstation. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.